BMXing as a sport has grown dramatically over the past decade. When BMXing first started, it was more of a rebellious sport and not many people were interested in it. Nowadays, not many boys and some girls grow up without owning a BMX at some point.
Hi, I'm Matt Nicklin, 27 years old. Been riding BMX for about 14-15 years now, and this is the outcome. I'm now running BMX Plus in Bournemouth.
How did you get into riding?
That was a really weird one, to be honest. When I first moved to Bournemouth, my next door neighbour had a BMX, and I was into football and stuff like any other little kid. Asked how I go on his bike, sat on it, spun the cranks round, beat myself in the shin, swore that I'd never ride a BMX again, and then the next Christmas I got one and that was it. BMX has changed quite a lot now. It's very big and mainstream these days. Everything's evolved, the bikes, the parts, brands, even the level of riding and the tricks is crazy these days. And it's constantly going forward. So.
Hi, I'm Marcus Bowie, 17 from Poole. Steve Shave, I'm 20 from Poole as well. Ride for Pirate Bikes in Spain.
How has BMXing changed since you started riding?
Probably for the worst. You just get kids nowadays who just come into BMX just trying to make a career out of it now, so they're just trying to learn the biggest tricks before they learn a simple trick. And it's, I don't know, too serious and everything now, which is kind of taking the fun out of BMXing.
Oh yeah!
So what riders have inspired you to start riding or inspiring you now?
Say local people like Luke Brocklebank. Yeah, Rory Pickering, he's mad on his bike as well. He cuts it fast and loose.
So how have the bikes evolved since you started riding?
Well, the whole style of the frame has changed. It's gone from having all the bent tubing and the platforms on the frames and stuff. All of that's gone these days. Bikes used to be a hell of a lot heavier back in the day. You used to run all the pegs, all the brakes, so you could literally ride anything. Nowadays, bikes have become a lot stronger, but also a lot lighter, making it a lot more easier for people to bang out these insane tricks they're doing these days.
Do you think it's easier for kids to get into the sport nowadays?
Yeah, most definitely. There's so many different brands out now who all make solid bikes at good, reasonable prices. And when I started, if you had a three-piece crank on your bike, you were up there. You were on the pro level sort of thing. But nowadays, you can just go out and buy a cheapest bike, solid as hell, and you can thrash it. It's built to take it.
As you can see here, the riders were still pulling huge tricks even when the sport first started on bikes that are a lot heavier than they are now. But the popularity of the sport has grown so much that they now need huge arenas to stage a BMX contest like Jutor. What's your opinion on sponsors now?
It's a good thing, obviously. If people are lucky enough to get hooked up and get free parts to ride and stuff, that's obviously good. But I think a lot of kids seem to think now they're getting into riding because they want to get sponsored. They don't really do the riding because it's just part of having fun and enjoying yourself or having a good time, A lot of them think that you have to go into BMXing to turn pro and make a name for yourself when, at the end of the day, it's just all about having fun. It's a bike.